Welcome to the Straight Out of Home Video podcast, part of the Geeky Waffle Network. This week's episode is The Little Mermaid II, Return to the Sea. I'm Candace, and with me are my co-hosts, Brie.
Hi.
What was that?
I thought I was still on mute.
Okay, and Arezou.
Hi. Off to a great start.
Oh, yeah.
So, The Little Mermaid 2 is obviously a sequel to the 1989 movie, The Little Mermaid. It came out in 2000, and Arezou and I are very nostalgic for this movie, right, Arezou?
Yes, of all the sequels I've watched for this is the one I actually very much enjoyed.
And Brie, was this your first time seeing it?
First time seeing it. And
oh my god.
The last time watching it.
Oh no! Okay, Brie, can you give us a short summary of what happened in this movie?
So, Ariel has this kid named Melody. They're going to visit the grandpa of the sea, King Triton. Then, strangely, Ursula has a sister that we've never heard of, and she's like, I'm going to take this baby unless you give me the Triton. And then Ariel wits her. And then fast forward 12 years later, Melody is 12, and she loves the sea and can speak to animals and doesn't find it weird, even though her mom's like, I'm gonna keep her away from every mermaid thing ever. Okay, mom. So then she's like, I'm awkward and I don't fit in with the human place. And then she goes on her own little sea adventure. She gets some little fins of her own, and yeah.
So, Brie, you didn't like this movie?
I mean, okay, compared to previous sequels that we have all watched, it was better than a lot of them. Like, better than Hunchback 2, for sure. Better than Aladdin 2. Better than a lot. So for a direct-to-home video, it wasn't bad. Did I like this movie? No.
That makes me so sad.
I know. I don't know if we have, like, nostalgia glasses on, but I think it's pretty good for what it is.
But see, there you go. You just said pretty good for what it is.
Like, the thing is, it's a solid narrative, but it does, I think, rely on you having that nostalgia for The Little Mermaid, because otherwise you don't care about Atlantica, you don't care about the fact that Flounder has kids, or that, like, who Sebastian is, or any of that. They want you to be nostalgic to watch this movie. This can't be your first entry into Little Mermaid canon, because then you won't care.
Right. I mean, I love The Little Mermaid, though. That's the thing. Like, I love it. But also, Prince Eric wasn't... Like, here's the thing. They got so many of the same voiceover actors, except for Flounder and Prince Eric, and it threw me off.
Yeah, I don't know why, but Rob Paulson voiced Eric. There must have been a scheduling conflict. So,
because that threw me off, and then Flounder's voice, I was like, what?
But Flounder's an adult now.
True.
Not a guppy anymore.
Okay, but did neither of you find it weird that Ariel was like, I'm going to keep you away from mermaids, all that stuff, but yet Melody still talks to animals? And doesn't find it weird.
I don't know. When you're 12.
When you're 12 and when this has been your reality the whole time, I don't think you'd question it. Plus, her talking to a crab, I don't think has anything to do with her mom keeping her away from the sea. Like, she thinks, oh, my mom is wrong and stupid to keep me away from the sea. And clearly I'm meant to be here because I can talk to crabs. And she's 12. Like, of course she's not telling her mom any of this. So
True. I guess from like a story, I don't know, like from a story standpoint, I expected Melody to discover everything for the first time. Like, I just thought, yeah, she had a crab babysitter, but I didn't think she would be talking to Sebastian this whole time. I thought she'd be like swimming in the sea, and then like Sebastian would be like, I have to go stop her from being in the sea. What are you doing? And then she'd be like, talking crab.
But then she'd have to wonder where the talking crab came from. Why is he talking to her? I think it's sort of meant to parallel Ariel's fascination with the human world in that she doesn't really have the full context, and it is a world that's forbidden to her. But she still has some sense of things, like that they walk around on legs and what clothing is and things like that. So when that transition happens halfway through the movie, you don't have to start her at ground zero. She does sort of have some idea of what's expected of her, like Melody, sort of knowing that she can talk to beings in the sea, puts her a step ahead and easier to dive right into the action when she finally does get her tail.
True. I guess I was just weirded out by that.
Can't believe I'm sitting here making these narrative decisions sound like they make sense instead of just quick sequel cash grab, which is probably all it was.
I'm sure it was. Just for me, like, when when I heard one thing, I expected another thing. So maybe that's where just like my like brain was like, this doesn't feel right.
Okay, and in defense of Ariel, which I say a lot, she is probably like 17 when she has that baby, and she's like under 30 at the time of the sequel with a 12-year-old.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
she's not making the best decisions.
Yeah, her daughter is literally living with the consequences of like this huge seawall that they built when Ariel was what, 18, thinking that this is the best thing for her daughter.
Yeah.
It's not like she's going to go back on it now.
They built that wall.
Oh my God. I was trying not to use that language. And here we are. But it's true. That's exactly what
I put
happened.
it in my notes.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I did not feel that the first time, but now I do.
I mean, at least they tear it down in the end.
Also, Arezou, not to call you out, but to call you out, you said that there was going to be bops in this movie.
Titanic Tip and Daring Dash is a bop. It's a bop, okay? It's been in my head for weeks.
I didn't get the bop from it. I didn't. There was no bop for me.
But it's so good.
Okay, Brie, you did not watch the Little Mermaid prequel.
No.
So you don't understand.
Please consider where we're coming from on this.
What, is the prequel worse?
Oh my God. Brie doesn't even listen to their own podcast.
Here's the thing about the prequel. So there are a couple of unmemorable tracks which is mostly just vocalization, and then there's a couple of like real world, like our world songs in it.
Jump, 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 Sonora.
Jump in the line. That's what it's called.
Wait,
Jump in the line. Isn't that movie for some reason?
Yeah, it's really random.
Very weird.
Weird.
Yeah, super weird. And
I can understand if it's definitely better than the prequel, but I guess I expected, I don't know, I expected more, Arezou.
I don't know what to tell you if you don't think that Titanic Tip and Daring Dash is a bop. I just don't know what to tell you because it's fantastic.
Maybe I'll have to give it another try. Maybe like my whole mindset was just skewed from the beginning.
okay, so we're all big fans of Tara Strong.
Yes.
And she plays Melody, even though she was 27, playing a 12-year-old.
Beauty about voice acting. Yeah.
Yeah, voice acting. She's good at it. But, okay. Do you want to hear the other people who were considered to play Melody? Remember, this is 2000.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Wait, can I take a guess real quick?
Yes.
If it's 2000, was Lindsay Lohan considered?
Yes.
Ha ha! All right.
Did you know that before this, or was that just a wild guess?
That was a wild guess, but I mean, I was like, Disney, Lindsay.
Yes, Britney Spears.
Oh, what?
Hilary Duff.
Okay, that one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Amanda Bynes.
So the big three then of 2000.
Yeah.
Plus Britney.
With Lindsay Lohan. Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking Lindsay, Hillary, Amanda.
Oh, yeah.
And then Britney's her own thing.
Yeah. Britney, queen of her own thing.
Interesting. All right.
And then they went with Tara Strong, veteran voice actress.
Yes.
Understandably so.
A good call.
Oh, did you know that Melody is the first Disney character to be the child of a Disney princess?
Yes.
Interesting they did that, and it's with Ariel, one of their youngest.
Well, listen, this is a girl who changed her entire life because she was horny. So it makes sense she'd be the first one to have a kid. I'm oversimplifying, I know, but
because I have to say, she had a fascination with human stuff before the horny.
Before the prince. I know, I'm oversimplifying. But what was the catalyst? What was the thing that finally made her go see Ursula? It was having all her stuff destroyed because she found the thing of a handsome prince. Okay?
Yeah.
So, again, love Ariel, love The Little Mermaid. I will defend it against all the haters. But let's be real. She saw Prince Eric and she's like, yes, a part of that world, please.
Well, I mean,
I want that part of world in... No.
Oh, Candace woke up and chose that.
Chaos.
Speaking of which, the Geeky Waffle has an episode in defense of Ariel where we literally defend Ariel from people like Arezou.
No, I love Ariel. I will defend Ariel. I don't think there's anything wrong with making that kind of decision for your life. There's nothing wrong with that. The girl saw something she wanted and she got it. Like, good for her.
She did. She said, I want it. I got it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I am not here to drag her for it. I'm proud of her that she like makes that decision for herself and she's like, I don't care what anybody else thinks. I'm old enough to make this call for myself, and she does. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, just in my notes, I wrote with Melody wanting the opposite of her mother, pretty much like it's always, grass is greener on the other side. I put white people problems.
I mean, yeah, it's a pretty...
Rich people problem.
Not just white people, like, she's a princess, like, the most privileged of white people.
Yeah, champagne problems. as Taylor Swift sings about.
Though, even though she's a little princess herself, like, all those little royal kids are so mean.
Yeah, I don't get that. She's literally, like, gonna be your queen someday. Show some respect. I never get that when that happens in these movies.
Also, the little girl that she bumped into had the voice of, like, a 40-year-old and kind of looked like it. She's like, oh, this little tramp trolloping blah. Like, it was so, I was like, what?
I guess they couldn't have, like, adults make fun of her, because that would be really mean.
Yeah, but why they make the little girl sound like she was, like, a smoker?
Maybe she is.
Yeah, she got that Grimsby pipe. Those are very popular.
That's what these spoiled rich royalty kids do. They just start smoking at age 10.
Oh, yes. Oh, I love the puff of smoke in the morning. Oh, I did feel secondhand embarrassment, though, for Melody when the little guy she's dancing with got bit by Sebastian. This whole thing's a mess.
What I'm wondering is, from his perspective, what does he think happened? Like, does he see Sebastian? I don't remember. Like, what does he think happened?
Yeah, because he's, like, flailing and the pincher is on his finger. Right. So, yeah.
For half a second, like, the bow is biting me.
His hand got a little too low.
Oof.
Oh, boy.
But okay, they keep calling her a teenager, but she's only 12.
Yeah. I was like, teenager, shouldn't she be her mom's age, which is like 16?
No, what they wanted to make sure is that we didn't see a Disney princess in her 30s.
Yeah, because that's gross, right? People in their 30s.
I see.
I think it's a teenager, like 12 is close enough to teenager. You're feeling the same sort of things. It's the same sort of awkwardness.
Yeah.
And they didn't have the word tween back then. So.
That's true. But yeah, you know what? If I had to deal with all those kids at her party, I would be like, I'd rather be in the ocean as well.
I'm surprised she didn't turn into some kind of like raging tyrant and just be like, just remember I'm going to be your queen one day. So show like a tiny bit of respect for my awkwardness.
True. We know what Arezou would have done.
We know what I would have done. Some Queen of Hearts stuff, just fall right in line.
Exactly. I probably would have been so embarrassed I would have run off and cried.
So, two of the characters, Tip and Dash, which are a penguin and a seal, they're totally like the Timon and Pumbaa of this, right?
Yes.
Which, ironically, Tip even is voiced by the actor who originated Timon in the Broadway show.
Oh, yeah, I can hear that.
Max Casella.
Well, there you go. So that's really the vibe they were going for.
Yep, they went for it.
Also, the mother penguin, right when I heard her voice, I knew who she was.
From Futurama?
She has voiced so many characters. It's unbelievable. Tess. Yeah.
Tess McNeil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, crazy.
And yeah, she plays Daisy. She's like the voice of Daisy now.
Oh.
But she was also Anastasia, remember, in those movies that we covered. But yeah, she has done so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. Did you like them, Dash and?
As a kid, I did.
Liked their song.
As a kid, I did. I love penguins. So
the penguins are great.
They weren't my driving interest in the movie.
Yeah.
No. Other than their song, which I did like, but no, like I think the whole family drama thing was a lot more compelling than Tip and Dash were.
Yeah, I don't know. They felt unnecessarily added.
That's the comic relief for the little kids, though.
True. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, they have that one song together, and all of a sudden they're best friends.
As you do.
Okay.
I liked Morgana's little shark guy.
Played by Clancy Brown.
No, really?
Yeah, Undertow. So Morgana is played also by Pat Carroll.
Who played Ursula?
I think that's the whole reason. I'm sorry?
Oh, I was just saying, who played Ursula?
Pat Carroll?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's like, what?
Yeah, and Pat Carroll was Ursula, and then she played Morgana.
Yeah, I think that's the whole reason they brought in the sister, was because they just wanted Pat back, because she is amazing, obviously.
Wouldn't you make it work if you could?
Yeah, I would definitely do that as well.
Thought her story could have been a little stronger.
Yeah, and what I was saying before was Undertow is her little shark minion. Actually, he's a pretty big shark, but try to make him small. But he's played by Clancy Brown, who's pretty much been in everything.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, Morgana, like, I liked, I didn't mind her story, but I thought they could have gone a little further with it. It just...
Beyond just the revenge?
Yeah. Like... I was like, okay, like, I'm slightly invested. She's kept, like, some of Ursula's magic. And plus, like, it wasn't even revenge for her sister being killed. It's like, I'm gonna show I can do better, which I was like, okay, that's a really cool spin. But, I don't know, I guess I wanted more from her. Like, she had a lot, she could have done a lot more, you know?
Well, as villains go in these sequels, I think she's top.
True. Yeah, compared to the other ones.
Yeah. Yeah, her whole driving force is she wanted to impress her mother, which kind of goes against like the Broadway show and what was in the original lyrics, that Trident and Ursula were siblings.
Yeah.
Which I absolutely love.
Well, the
I wish they
Broadway...
kept that. It might have made everything a little, not so much for the first one, it would have been fine in the first one, but in this one it would have made things a little stronger if it was more family drama. Like, you killed our sister.
Well,
Yeah,
didn't the Broadway come after this movie, though?
Yeah.
They
But
probably...
in the original, Brie, in the original lyrics for the 1989 show, it had that they were siblings. So like,
Wait, in the Little Mermaid?
yeah, in the original lyrics, but they changed it because they thought it was too complicated.
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't know they... Okay, I guess I didn't know that about the first movie. And they
Yeah,
brought
like-
that back for the Broadway show.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That gives Ursula more
Motivation.
bigger motivation and kind of more, you feel a little bit more sympathetic, you know, like she got shafted out of her family's inheritance.
Because she was a sea witch.
Then imagine Morgana coming in, like, she was shafted, so was I, and now I won't let you do that again, brother. And then,
Yeah.
but no, we can't have nice things.
One thing, though, about Ursula's sister, Morgana, she just leaves Melody to drown. Like, all right, you're gonna... Like, I was like, oh, that got dark.
Yeah. But she doesn't. That's what, you know. Okay, this is what happens in the Broadway version. When their father died, the pair were given an equal share of the sea plus 2 magical items. Trident received the trident, while Ursula had the shell, you know, the necklace she wears. Though the two were supposed to rule the sea together, Ursula's greed and use of dark magic, she tried to, like, have a coup against Trident, and Trident banished her.
I think that's a compelling narrative, but maybe a little too
Yeah.
complicated for a cartoon.
Yeah, that's true. And I feel like Broadway shows are, like, obviously much longer than a kid's animated series, because you got,
Yeah,
like, your intermission.
You get a bit more in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and you can have a few more songs to put into that narrative. Okay, so just a few more things about The Little Mermaid, Return to the Sea. This is one of the few direct-to-home videos that was actually released on Blu-ray, so that tells you that people, like, actually wanted it.
Damn.
The only film in the franchise where Ariel does not cry. That's a trivia.
Wow.
Even though this is the time when I would understand her crying more.
Yeah.
Like,
She's-
her daughter
she's
is
29.
out lost at sea.
She's 29. 30-year-olds don't cry.
In the final shot of the movie, Cinderella and her Prince Charming are in the crowd in the water surrounding Melody and her family. Once our Avengers Disney Princess, I guess that was Wreck-It Ralph when we saw them all together. There was a lot of merchandise with this movie, a computer game, and even a PlayStation game.
I have the PlayStation game.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Is it Melody, like, swimming and, like, trying to...
Yeah, it's half Ariel, and then it transitions to Melody halfway through the game. So it's not entirely
Oh.
Melody based.
Interesting. Okay.
It's been like, a hot minute since I played it. But
Did you get to the Melody section of the game?
I think my brother did it for me. I just watched.
Nice.
Okay, are you guys ready for the Rotten Tomatoes score?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, what do you think the critic score is? Granted, there were only 6 reviews for the critic score.
65%.
Okay, and Brie?
25%?
Brie's closer, it's 17%.
Oh, I was being generous.
Tarzan 2 and Lady and the Tramp 2 have a higher score.
What? Tarzan 2?
Yeah, I think this is because this came out in 2000, before a lot of people were doing online reviews, so there's not that much. And it's mostly dudes.
Oh,
Or, like,
that explains it.
carelessly stupid, astonishingly bad on virtually every level. Well, one guy says charming if markedly less magical, and gave it a 3 out of 5.
Well, that's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
It's not as good as the first. That's understandable, because the first was like a cultural touchstone in time and all that kind of stuff. Okay, what's the audience score?
65%.
Brie?
I feel like audiences like it more, so maybe I'll up it to 45%.
Actually, Brie, are you looking at it? Because it is
No.
45.
What?
A lot of people, well, guys, what are dudes reviewing this movie for? Okay, so Bradley W. says, ruin the first.
Okay,
And-
Bradley. Like, no.
They make these DVDs screw us out of our cash. But the thing is, Jim C. wrote the exact same thing, and they're both super reviewers. So is there a conspiracy to trash this movie?
Bots. It's anti-Disney sequel bots.
Damn, people need hobbies. I
Better
didn't know
I was about
I
to
didn't
say
know-
that could be a hobby for them.
Yeah, I didn't know that was like something that people were passionate about, but apparently they're trying to trash this movie.
So since day one, men have been out here on the internet. Like, this ruined XYZ. Like, no, it didn't.
It didn't ruin the first movie for me. Like, hello?
Yeah, if something ruins a first movie or any movie for you, then that movie wasn't that great to begin with. And it can't stand alone.
Right.
Okay, I think Arezou and I will both agree that this is, I would watch this like 100 times more than rewatching the prequel once.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Listen, if you gave me a choice between this or Hunchback 2, I will pick this movie.
It's only an hour and 17 minutes.
Not bad for
Also.
babysitting, not bad for, background noise. It could work. I enjoyed some of it. Like, it wasn't
Hunchback 2.
Hey, baby Melody is adorable, I would like to say, at the beginning.
Oh, no, Melody
I
is
have-
super cute.
Yeah, I put in my notes, a baby laughing through danger reminds me of Grogu, Baby Yoda. Because she's just giggling while she nearly gets eaten by a shark. You know?
Oh my god, I'd be terrified.
But she's a baby, Brie.
She doesn't know.
Even as a baby, you wouldn't be terrified of a giant shark opening its mouth and you almost going,
I mean,
She's
I
a
would be.
half mermaid. So, oh, that goes into a whole nother thing. Who taught Ariel? Oh my god. Like, who sat her down and explained to her, like, how...
Carlotta.
Carlotta?
Yeah,
Okay, I hope
Carlotta.
someone explained it to
Carlotta
her.
sat her down.
She wasn't all of a sudden like, my stomach's really growing. Like,
Oh,
the eggs
no.
should just come out instead. You know. That's for Waffles After Dark.
Yeah, now I'm just wondering how, like, mermaids have babies. And, like,
I'm guessing like fish. They spill out the eggs and the guy comes and fertilizes them.
but, like, I guess less eggs because Ariel
Yeah.
and her sisters were, like, a one at a time kind of deal.
Were they?
I mean, they're all different ages.
Yeah. But maybe some of them are twins and
Maybe.
I don't know.
One or two at a time, not like, fish, which is like hundreds at a time.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, like Flounder, whose parents can't even give him a real name.
Aw. Don't even notice when he goes missing.
Yeah. He gets in jail in the prequel. They didn't even come to bail him out. Poor Flounder.
Nope.
Wow.
He
He
seems
seems
like a better-
didn't care.
He seems like a better parent than his parents.
He learned from their mistakes.
He did.
Yeah.
He's breaking
He only
the
has
cycles.
6 kids or something. Okay, anything you would like to add about this movie?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, the songs are still good. I maintain they're all right. I like that opening song. Y'all know how I feel about Titanic, Tip, and Daring Dash, so they're not that bad, despite what Brie says.
I would like to know if she's ever going to get with the merm boy.
Yeah, the whole thing ends with her like not getting exactly what she wants.
Yeah.
But she's only 12, but then again Ariel was 16. But I think she gets best of both worlds.
I mean, she can go in and out of the water, right? Now that connection has been reestablished.
I think so, yeah.
And Trident can just give her like a tail whenever he wants, apparently.
Yeah.
Because we see Ariel as a mermaid again, which I guess we had to.
Yeah, I think that's like goes to say because like most kids would be like, that's not Ariel.
Yeah.
Like how I didn't think the Beast or Adam was really the Beast, and I cried when I
Am
was
the only
younger.
one who prefers the human form to the beast form? I think I might be.
I think as a child, I just didn't understand.
Yeah. As an adult, you get it.
Oh,
But, like-
100. I would be worried if Belle actually really wanted to be with the Beast. It wouldn't be
As an
legal.
adult, I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it. As a kid, I'm like, no, this is better. But
Wait,
as an adult, I'm like,
as an adult, you like the Beast better?
no, but that's like for reasons of my own. But like objectively speaking, I could see why Belle would prefer that.
Okay, on that note, we went really off topic. We will be covering the other Beauty and the Beast movies later, and we will expand on that. So make sure you're subscribed to Straight Out of Home Video. And also, please review us on iTunes. That really helps with our ranking, and it just makes us happy.
It makes us really happy. I promise.
Yes, we do a little happy dance every time we see a new review.
I'll
Every time we
listen
get a
to
new
that Tip and Dash song again if we get another review. I'll do it.
For that alone, please leave us a review.
Yes, you can find us at thegeekywaffle.com and geeky_waffle on Twitter, geeky waffle everywhere else. Thank you guys for reliving this with me and Brie for the first time. We hope you have a happily ever after until your kid wants to become a fish.